And I have a special guest, Pedro Garcia, former property appraiser. And Pedro, thank you so much for coming out. I know you're in retirement, having fun. So to get you out now to do business might be a little difficult, no?
No, not at all. It's a pleasure to be here, and anything I can do to help the community.
Well, we definitely appreciate
I'm ready.
that. We definitely appreciate that. Just so the viewers know, the topic right now is what's been going on in the legislation, where they're proposing several amendments to try to cut the property tax. Okay, I'm gonna give you my opinion on it, but I asked Pedro to join us because he's been a property appraiser in Dade County for 16 years.
16 years.
16 years, and well, you know, he's an expert at it. So I wanted to get it from him directly. So everybody, all the viewers that don't understand what might be happening, understand a little bit better, because you know, it's like when you go see an attorney, they talk all the lawyer gibberish instead of layman terms. Well, we're here to set it in layman terms so people understand. So Pedro, what's going on with this? They want to eliminate property tax. What do you think about that idea?
It looked fantastic. In my opinion, Johnny, I don't believe they can do it. The situation with the taxes, I mean, how you going to cover the money they need to provide all the services for the counties, for the cities, and also the salaries of all the police, the fire department, and transportation. I mean, it's the more I think about it, the more I see that is almost, I consider on a situation is almost impossible. We should come out with different ideas to reduce somehow the property taxes, because right now is a lot of people have been hurt. I mean, we're talking about seniors, we're talking about the people that own their houses for a long time.
Right.
And those houses are still increasing in value. And it's a good thing. I mean, most of these people, when they talk to me, they say, yeah, but I don't want my house that I bought it for $50,000 that today is worth $500,000. I'm sorry. You have to go according to the market.
Right.
And the market is the one that represents the value of all those properties in Miami-Dade County and Broward and the entire state of Florida and the entire United States. So it's difficult to find the right way to do it. In my opinion, I will try to increase the homestead
the homestead exemption we have now.
The
How much is it right
exemption.
now?
Right now it's $50,000. That will be deducted from the taxable value. To give you an idea, and the way I live myself. For example, when I bought my first house in 1967, the cost of my house was $11,500.
Wow.
I mean, don't laugh, it's serious. But the homestead in that particular time was $5,000.
Oh, wow.
So for a person that bought it for $11,500 and you have a $5,000 deduction,
that was a big
you
chunk.
only pay for $6,500 on taxes.
So why?
It was almost, I can say, almost 40%.
Right. So why with times, you know how they always want to bring up the cost of living, you know, and to make everything even out. Why hasn't the homestead exemption come up the same as the prices come up?
They increase it, you know, for $25,000. And a few years ago, they present the idea to increase it to another $25,000. But the government put so much pressure because they're going to be taking money away from them that motivate a lot of people not to vote in favor of that. And that election failed. And there was an additional $25,000. It was not a big deal, but a little help to the people. What really concerned me is those people vote against. They didn't pass the 60%.
Right.
60% is a big number.
Yeah,
but I believe is everybody realize that they're going to be receiving a reduction in my taxes, everybody going to vote in favor of.
Right. Which no, not to interrupt you. So we're clear for the voters and for the listeners to understand. For any resolution or amendment to pass that's on a ballot is required for it to pass for 60% or higher by the voters.
Correct. It's an amendment.
It's an amendment,
and
right.
every amendment have to go to the to be
Voted on.
and they need it 60%. I've been talking with some legislators. They working on to see if they can increase the homestead again, and also different ideas that we've been discussing. I'm in favor of trying to create some help, in particular to the people with low income. People,
Right.
they need more help than people that they have a good jobs and they don't have to worry about the increase or not increase on the taxes.
Right. Well, but Tallahassee right now, they're trying to figure out different solutions.
Correct.
There's about 6 or 7 of them. Which ones do you think have some teeth that might help?
Well, I don't want to tell. I don't want to specific names. I've been. They're all working. When I spoke with them, they were working positive to try to obtain the best result for the people. So that was one of the things that I realized, and I like when I spoke with them, because of the ideas they want to promote between themselves. And they've been making a tremendous discussion. We have great people on those chairs that they create for that.
The committees that they created.
They committed, and I believe they're going to come out with some good things to us. But I don't believe they're going to be any complete reduction of taxes.
Well,
I don't believe it can be done.
One of the things that I have a personal problem with is that knowing, like you had mentioned before, that any amendment needs 60%. They went on TV and they're blasting in, we're going to give 5, 6, 7 choices to the voters. But knowing that you need 60%, I mean, I'm a math guy, and mathematically, you put anything over 4 items on a ballot to choose, you're never going to get 60%. I mean, unless 3 are really bad. So that's kind of hard for me to understand. Why would you put, something like that out to the voters and then say, oh, well, like I said, it's my personal opinion. You want to say that you're putting this out to the voters for them to choose because they should be involved. But I mean, I think we should be involved in a lot of things like the insurance, when FP&O decides an increase, when insurance does increases. But that's a whole other show.
Yeah.
So for them to say that, I think is it's like you're hoodwinking us. You're
Well, that's Johnny, is the law. When you make an amendment, there have to be a pass that's over 60%. But I believe if we can demonstrate to the people the possibilities to them to pay less taxes, I mean, we're going to have more than 60% of those people ready to vote in favor of that.
Nobody wants to pay more taxes.
But we have to be careful, because the government, and I can tell you that, they're going to be telling you, if we reduce those taxes, we're going to be having less policemen, less fire people, less services, less reduction to fix all the roads. I'm sorry, that's not true. It won't happen.
Right. Why won't it happen?
Because they will have sufficient money to keep the police, to keep the fire department working, and to keep providing all the services, because they're going to still receiving some money. The school board, everybody going to still receiving some money.
Right.
But the owners of properties now need somebody to bring some laws that there will be a reduction on taxes. Because right now, when you're talking about an average home in Miami-Dade County, over $500,000,
Yeah.
you're talking about a lot of money. And every time somebody passes away, that property going to come out to a new number. So remember, those senior citizens like me, but I don't have the situation and economics like they have most of those people.
Right.
But those people need help. Those people living on a Social Security check.
Yeah, on a fixed
What is
income.
the increase on the Social Security every year for them? So if we can, like some of my ideas is freeze the taxable value of those people that they are on the senior homestead exemption.
Right.
Those people have to make less than $37,694. If those people receiving that amount or less, let's freeze those taxable value.
Which, for the record, a few years back, when I was running for state representative, that was one of my ideas, and which actually I had discussed with you about it because I got it from you, and you had said that there was something that you've been discussing with other property appraisers for a few years now.
Yes.
And between you and like 24 others said that if this was done, which was just freezing the ad valorem for senior citizens that own their home, okay, that would not hurt any of the income of any other income from the city or the state.
Correct.
Okay. And I had brought that up, and I mean, I think, I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, we brought it up. You know, that was one of my platforms that I had ran on. That's when I would propose. Nobody's picked it up, but you know, I'm glad that you're still fighting that good fight because it's important.
Johnny, the important part is those government going to still receiving the same amount of money they receive today. Because if we freeze that amount today, and they were paying $2,000 on taxes, to give you a number.
Yeah, they're going to continue paying the $2,000.
They're going to keep paying the $2,000 a year.
Yeah.
And those people are going to be living for helping them with a little bit or less taxes so they can make a better living because everything is increasing in life.
Right. So I can explain to the listeners. So basically freezing the ad valorem for the seniors, if they were paying, like you said, $2,000 a year, the following year they would continue paying the same $2,000. So the county and the cities won't be losing their money because they still get the same $2,000.
Getting the same amount of money.
What won't happen is that when everything else around them increases, theirs won't increase until they either sell the house to somebody else or they pass away.
Correct.
Then the house goes back to original to market value and to market situations. But till then, those seniors will their taxes will freeze. So yeah, you're right. Nobody will be losing money because whatever they're paying today will be paying tomorrow and the next day.
Correct.
And the next year after that. So yes.
And more than that, Johnny, the increase on new construction.
Continues.
Every time we have new construction, is new money coming for the government.
Right.
So they're going to have sufficient money to spend in something else like they do every single year and keep those people living in those homes without any stress.
Right.
But we have to do something. I hope the meetings that they're getting in Tallahassee now, they will come out with some ideas. I'm sure that you and me, we're going to be contacted by them or some of them to discuss few things. I'm ready. I'm going to be working in favor of reductions, increase on the homestead, reduction for the seniors,
Right.
and anything that we can provide to those people going to be a tremendous help.
No, of course, and you know we all have to realize reality is this: if they cut any tax, whether it be the real estate tax or any tax, they got to make it up somewhere else. So that means raising taxes somewhere else. You know, like I'm gonna give you a small example. You know, the county doesn't raise taxes, but then if your garbage goes up 2%, that's a raise no matter what. So,
definite.
So wherever you don't make it up somewhere, it's got to be made up somewhere else. So we're never going to get out from paying taxes because we have, like you said, police, we have fire, we have the roads, we have the lights out in the highways that they got to get paid for. All that comes from our taxes. You know, so it's got to come from somewhere.
The school board,
the school boards,
the transportation.
Transportation. See all these things
and things that they need to get that money to give the education to the kids. I understand that. We have a lot of people that says, well, I don't have any kids anymore, or I don't have any kids and I'm paying taxes for the school. I mean, it's something that maybe you have kids before and somebody was helping you to for paying those taxes for the kids. So that's a lot of taxes that they need to provide the services that the people need. That's important. Education for the kids, the transportation, how they can keep the roads in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
We need the police, we need the fire department, we need all the services they provide. I'm 100% in favor of that. But it's about time that we start looking to make giving some opportunities to the people to pay less taxes.
All right. Well, I mean, look, the thing is, taxes is a big talking point, obviously. Not only locally, but statewide and countrywide. Taxes is a big thing, and whenever you talk about taxes, people listen because nobody wants to pay more taxes. The less we pay, the happier anybody is. But like you said, we got to be very wary on when they talk about taxes because it's a big gotcha idea that okay, now we got you listening and we can word stuff around. The thing that we really need, and besides all that talk, and like you said, seniors, they live on a fixed income.
That's correct.
Okay, it isn't like Social Security is going up higher, in the same high, how can I say, the same increase as the cost of living. That is not happening.
No, it's not happening.
It's not happening at all. In fact, everything around you is getting higher. The food, the transportation costs more. Everything is going up. So seniors need help. They do. I get calls too all the time about it. And I know you and your colleagues have found a way before. Why they haven't took it upon themselves, I have no idea. That's not my place to say. But we all need to push our state legislators to understand that seniors can get the help. It's there.
And not only the seniors. You have a lot of people, when you're talking about the seniors, they have to receive our home less than $37,694. So we have people,
Explain
for example,
that so we know what
that's the total amount of money they could be in that home. Husband and wife, if they work,
okay.
The maximum amount
that they can make
allowed is $37,694.
Wow, that's kind of low. Shouldn't it be higher than that?
So for some people that make $40,000, those people don't qualify.
Wow.
And what happened is that salaries doesn't help them because we don't have good salaries all over.
Right.
So those people doesn't make enough money. So that's the reason we need to increase on the homestead when we're talking about the difference from the seniors. Because you have a lot of people that doesn't qualify for seniors
because of the extra.
But they making so little amount of money that to pay higher taxes for them hurt them.
Well, I wasn't even aware of that. So basically, for you to be able to get those benefits, you can't make more than $36,000.
$37,694. That's the amount.
That's for
every
a couple
year they
or
increase it.
Is that for two people or one?
For the entire home.
For the entire household.
For the entire household.
So if your son lives with you because he's helping you out,
kick him out because that salary gonna kick you out of the homestead senior.
Well,
if you have a grandchild that was having problem with the parents, and they send him to your home,
kick him back out to the house.
Out because even if he has a part time, that amount gonna be increasing that amount of money that you can receive, and you're gonna be losing your senior.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
So they have to be very careful. And you have some seniors, for example, that they have no ideas and they renting maybe the garage of the home.
Right.
And they get an income in there.
That
and
income is included in that.
The opportunity to be in the seniors. So it's something that have to be
adjusted.
Right. To help those people so those people can live their life and at least no problems for them to pay their taxes, to live in a home in a decent way, to enjoy whatever they have left on life. And that's I believe that's the main situation here, and I believe most of the legislators understand that. I hear some of the meetings that they have, and they were really talking like I never seen them
Right.
talking before.
Well, I'm glad you're so optimistic about it because, I mean, honestly, I'm not. I mean, but I'm glad you are. And I've known you for a while. You've done great things. I think when you were property appraiser, I think taxes were under control. The real estate taxes.
We try to keep the values of the property realistic. I mean, for some of the people, they realize in the years I was a property appraiser, the increase in value was tremendous.
Right.
But the main situation there was the amount of people that moved down to Miami,
South Florida.
to Miami and South Florida. And you can see it. It happened not only in Miami-Dade County, it happened in Broward, happened in Palm Beach, happened on the Monroe County area.
Mhm.
I mean, the increases went really complete out of any ideas.
Right.
Nobody could have figured out that the homes that they were selling for $100,000 or $300,000 will be working today $500,000.
Which I have a question, right? So, well, first, before my question, just a quick rundown of the benefits that there are. Like you have your own exemption.
Mm-hmm.
You have a military exemption.
Correct.
I found out
That's
you have,
another thing that I've been discussing with
that we need to
and-
double. Yes.
And let's talk about that.
Okay. You have the widow exemption, which I did not know. And one of the things that I was talking to my mom about just last night, she said that she can't get it because he wasn't on the deed. And I don't think that's right because a widow exemption is because you're a
If they
widow.
were married, I mean, even if they wasn't on the deed, they're still married. They
'Cause
can
she's
prove
still a
it,
widow.
and she's a widow.
Okay, so
mean,
so there you go. Now you know. So
if
you're
I
a
don't
widow-
have you, my wife and the title, and she passed away, I'm going to be a
you're
widow.
still a widow. Correct. I totally
So
agree.
it's, I don't see
so now
that.
you know. So people
that
out there
reason,
listening-
and they should check with the office. And,
what other ones besides those are there so people can have an idea?
One thing that I've been discussing with them also will be the percentage of disability on the military people.
Okay.
That's another thing that they have to work because, for example, you got $5,000 for a person that have a 10% disability as a veteran.
That's their exemption. 10%.
Right.
5,000
They give
and
them
10%.
$5,000
Okay.
reduction on the exemption. If you have 20% disability, you're going to receive $5,000. If you have 30% disability, you're going to receive $5,000.
Hold on. So you get $5,000
Until up
what?
to 90% of
Up to
disability.
90%?
So when you're talking about people with 50% or 60% disability, come on.
That's a lot of,
Those
yeah.
people are in trouble.
Yes.
Those people need help.
But they're still getting only the 5,000.
The only way is the people get a complete 100% disability if they have 100% disability.
So
I mean, that's got to be a way that they can make it a little bit more flexible and give more according to the percentage of disability that veteran, those people help to keep this country free. So they need the help.
Right. No, of course. I'm a
I
Navy
mean,
veteran. I totally agree.
I'm also a veteran, and
Well, and
but
thank you
I'm
for
not
your
talking
service.
about myself.
Right.
But I've seen a lot of them that they receive two
No, yes.
liter for the amount of disability that they have.
So basically, we need to get some of these people to go back to math class because the ratios are bad.
Yes.
These ratios they're just not making sense.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. That one is one that they've been talking with a lot of people for many years.
Right. Well,
And
I'm gonna do a quote that I heard
maybe
the-
they don't understand me in my percentage of how I explain to them. But money-wise,
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do a quote that from the Doji people. The math ain't mathin'.
It,
Wow, I did not know that. Okay, so
it is a lot of details that will help a lot of people without doing any damage to the government.
one of the things that I wanted to bring up that I just recently learned, okay, if you have homestead exemption and you decide to put your house in a trust,
Yes.
if you don't reapply again, you will lose your homestead exemption.
You don't have to reapply. The only thing you have to do is bring that trust
Right.
to the office. They can review the trust. The most important part in that trust, that you still own that property.
Right.
You can give it away, you can rent it, you can sell it. You have the power to do anything you want in that property. And with that trust, you're going to keep
Your homestead.
keeping your homestead with no problem. A lot of people use what they call a ladybird homestead, that is transferred to the properties when they pass away
Right.
and they still own their home. I mean, the only thing, they don't have to apply again. The only thing they have to do is bring that trust to the property appraisal
Right.
office to verify that the trust covered that you are the owner and you are the only person that they can do anything you want with that property to keep your homestead.
Okay. No.
But
I agree.
the
That's why I want to
important
bring it up
part
because
is when you make your trust with your attorneys to be sure you are the owner, you can sell, you can
Right.
rent, you can give it away.
So the trustee has to be the owner. Has to be one of the owners
Correct.
too.
And that homestead, you keep it the same way you have it before.
Okay. Well, yeah. No. Well, it's important for people to know because some people don't know that. I did not know that.
There was a lot of mistake. For example, there was one mistake that is in one of my letters. I hope they keep sending with a stop sign that says don't do this
Right.
because it's wrong. There was an idea, for example, I'm old. And then my daughters believe because I'm old, I'm going to die in X amount of months. They have no idea. They're not God, but anyway, they're going to figure out that they're going to die in X amount of months. And they talk to me and they say, hey, Dad, let's do a deed,
A quitclaim deed.
a quitclaim deed. You sign it, give it to us, the property, but we will not present that deed to the court, to the courthouse. Wrong idea. Immediately, when you sign that deed, transfer that property to your kids.
On that date, it's
Even
no
if
longer
that
yours.
property is not recorded, you lost your homestead. And what happened when those kids going to present that deed, maybe 10 years from now that you pass away,
Right. They got to pay all that back.
they're going to have to pay back,
Ooh.
plus all the penalties. So please don't do anything like that.
So don't do that. Kick your kids out because you're paying too much money. You got to kick them out so you pay less.
make it
Wow.
make a trust, but the trust that you still controlling that property, and they're going to be the beneficiaries when you pass away, but to keep your homestead and to protect yourself so you don't pay higher taxes
Okay.
later on.
Another thing I want to go through, portability, something that I just learned, and it's costing me a lot of money because I didn't know. Okay, portability. I'm gonna let you explain it.
Okay. Portability, you have 3 years to use your portability.
Right.
You don't have to sell your home or anything. If you move from one home to another one, you can port. And what you're going to port is the difference between the market value established by the property appraiser and the taxable value. Let's figure out on a crazy number. My property market value is $300,000. My taxable value is $100,000. I have $200,000 that I can port
Right.
for the next home. When I pour that amount, I can deduct that amount from the total value of the purchase of the property, and I'm going to be start paying taxes
With
the
exemption.
deduction from the portability. And you can port up to $500,000.
Right.
Because when the port was created, Johnny, was to motivate people, their own homes, and the kids already moved or went to the university or they marry, but those people couldn't afford to sell their home because they couldn't afford to pay higher taxes than what they're paying now.
Okay, so if they bought a new home, they could take their portability, their
Right.
exemption with them.
And with that, we create, or they was created by the Tallahassee, the portability. So those people could sell their home, deduct the difference between the market value and the taxable value, and go and pay taxes according to what they can afford to pay.
I agree. Now let me explain it. Okay, so basically is this. I'm paying, well, let's say my house is worth $500,000 and I'm
Correct.
paying, I just bought it today, okay, and I start paying my taxes accordingly. As the years go by, my allotment that I can reduce goes up, right, by year. Okay,
Correct.
so now I'm in my home 15 years, and my deduction now is almost $300,000. So if my house is worth $500,000, they're deducting $300,000. I'm only paying $200,000 on my taxes.
Correct.
Correct so far?
Correct.
Okay, so now you're only paying $200,000 of your home that's valued $500,000. If you move to somewhere else, okay, you can take that deduction,
Those $300,000 with you.
to the next house. So now, if that house is
Correct.
worth $300,000, now you can use those $300,000.
Correct.
Some people don't know that.
Most of the idea was for some people that they have homes and they want to move to a condo because it's only husband and wife.
Right.
I don't want to keep maintenance on my house. I don't want to do this.
Right.
So I moved to
I
a
agree.
condo. They couldn't afford to go to a condo because if they buy a $300,000 condo, they're going to be paying higher taxes than what they were paying on the home they have now. They maybe have 5-bedroom, 4-bath, and it's a bigger because they have protection on their homes.
Right. And you have up to 3 years to use your portability.
You have 3 years, and you don't have to sell the property. You can rent a property, and you can use the portability.
You can take your portability with you.
Correct.
Okay, no, and let me tell you, that helps a lot because you think about it.
Definitely.
If you don't take it with you, or people that don't know, let's say you sold your house today and you bought another house somewhere else, you started from zero again.
Correct.
And if it took you 14 years to get $300,000 of credit, you got to do another 14 years. But now if you put it over,
depend how much increase on your value of your property.
Exactly. Yeah,
because that's something that you will not control. The market will control that.
Yeah. So,
and that's where you see so many people up to $500,000 because the idea was not to provide a tremendous amount of money to help people with money, was to protect people with less money. And that's the reason that they have a $500,000 cap.
$500,000 cap on the portability. No, that makes sense. I think that's great. I think there's some good things that are out there that people need to learn about so they can take advantage of it. Because the whole thing is knowledge. If people don't know how can we use those things? So now there's portability. You have besides your standard homes exemption, you can get military exemption. You got a widow exemption. Is there anything else? Students get anything?
I don't know what are going to come out from Tallahassee, but I hope they come out with something new.
Well, let's hope that they're doing.
It is important, Johnny, and the economy is very important. And I've been sitting with so many people in those years as a property appraiser, and then you see how people can live with the Social Security. I've been blessed. I never had that situation. I've been a realtor for so many years before I was a property appraiser, and also I'm a state certified general real estate appraisal. So over 50 years. So that was a different ball game for me. Even though we came from Cuba and we got nothing on the pocket.
Right.
But we start from zero. But on those years there was a different situation, and the cost of living was
A lot different now.
very low. We pay $75 for an apartment.
Wow.
That was.
Well,
But we have to look now up today and to the future, and how they can help most of the people. And there's a lot of people that need help.
no, there is, and I mean, look, if one thing that I've noticed too is people are leaving because they can't afford to live here.
That's true.
So we're gonna lose people, and that's one way we lose revenue. When we lose people, we lose revenue. So, that's something that the legislature got to think about.
Miami is a place that we're getting more people than we lose people.
Oh,
Because of take a look at the
Sunshine
quality,
State.
the quality of
living.
life that we have in here, the enjoyment, and
well, I mean, you're right.
Miami is very special.
We live in paradise, but it costs to live in paradise.
Yes.
It costs to live in paradise for sure. That's a
But the
big
cost
saying
of-
from a
if
mentor
you
of
take a
mine.
look on the state of Florida, you're talking about Monroe County, Palm Beach County, Broward County, Miami-Dade County. The South area is the heavy, and also you have on the Tampa area that they have higher values on properties. As you move to some of the areas in the center of Florida, you can get less value of properties. So the main situation on bigger taxes and bigger people with less income try to survive is in those big
Right. No, I
counties,
agree.
those big counties.
We need to focus on that. We need, there's things that we know we need to focus on. And
But please, if they come out with the idea of reduction of a new homestead and everything, please, people, vote in favor. It's going to be a help for you, but let's take a look at what they're going to bring
Exactly.
to us, and let's analyze exactly how we're going to vote. But if it's a reduction on taxes, let's vote in favor of.
okay, well, can we count on you that once they do come out with something, maybe you can come on the show and let's talk and see what's good?
Johnny, that's going to be a privilege for me to be here.
Well, we appreciate
I
it. 'cause-
love that, and I'm very involved now in this situation. I'm not in Tallahassee, and I'm in Miami. I'm retired, but I'm not dead.
No, and just so the listeners understand, you're retired, but you're still very involved. You're still there. So,
Yes.
I mean, you're still helping the community. You're still doing things without the title. And believe me, I appreciate it. I know a lot of us appreciate it. You've always been a person that's been accessible. And that's one of the things I've always loved about you and enjoyed, that you're a person that if they call you, you pick up and you answer the call.
Thank you, Johnny. It's a privilege for me to be here, and for all the people invite me, of course.
Well, thank
I
you.
will be there, and no problem. I don't have to ask my wife if I'm allowed to come here.
well, that's only one of us then. Well,
She loves it when I get out of the house.
there you go. All right. Well, everyone, thank you again for listening in. Thank you, Pedro, for taking your time and coming out.
pleasure.
To close up, I just want to let all the viewers know that we hope and expect that something comes out soon to put on the ballot, because we do need the relief, especially the seniors, the people that are in desperate need. Things are getting more difficult by the day. We know it. It's not something I have to say. We all are experiencing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it's not those 6-7 items, because then we have the whole other issue, the problem. But we'll see what happens then. So to the legislators that are tuning in, Pedro Garcia is here. We're talking. Help us help you.
And for the taxpayers to communicate with the legislators,
Yes.
to let them know how hurt they are.
Yes, definitely. So thank you again, everyone. If you have any questions, I mean, everybody knows who I am, and well, mostly everyone. And you got my number. You can always give me a call. Thank you again, Community News. Thank you, Emily. that's out there, doing the show for us here. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully with more news and bigger surprises.